How much should you spend on a luxury handbag, say if you make £30,000 a year? Well, let's find out. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to point out that everything I'm about to share are simply guides because I can appreciate that everyone's financial circumstances is different. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video. When investing in luxury handbags, I would say the best place to start would be an everyday piece. This could mean a piece that you could style with most outfits in your wardrobe, so that way you're getting the most out of this luxury investment that you've made. Next up, we have a work piece. And this work piece is, I would describe it more like a handbag that you can use for practicality in terms of like going to work. That could be like a tote handbag. And then finally, we would have the occasion handbags. These will be bags that you could easily take for events, dinners, wedding, cocktail nights with the girls, whatever you deem fit to do with it. Luxury prices can be quite intimidating, to say the least, and I know this because I used to work as a financial accountant, and I had my own income. And even though I always admired luxury items, believe it or not, I didn't buy any luxurious piece while working in my full-time job because I reviewed my budget and realized that it wasn't realistic for me to actually invest in luxury pieces at the time. And it wasn't until I started doing my creative job that my budget allowed me to be able to invest in luxury pieces. So I do understand if you might want a luxury handbag and you have struggled to afford it. And what I want to say is that yes, it is intimidating, and I do get where you're coming from. But also I'm happy to share that, luxury is not a one-size-fits-all, because we've got a lot of brands that are on the scene that are now affordable in terms of like their prices, because we now have mid-luxury brands versus the high-end luxury brands. So hopefully when I share some of the bags that I've been able to acquire, you see how you can go about introducing luxury brands into your own wardrobe. So my rule for investing in luxury handbag is 5% of my net income. But I'm only able to do this if I have put away savings for key items. So say savings if I was planning on going on holiday, savings for buying a house, so key savings that I need to put in place. Once I've set that aside and I've still got some cash left behind, then I can allocate 5% to luxury pieces, because you also want to save for a rainy day versus just saving for key items, because you never know what surprises life might throw at you. With that in mind, let us go into the everyday handbags. This bag is a classic everyday handbag because it's quite neutral and you're able to pair a lot with it in your wardrobe. This bag is the Gucci Horsebit. This particular one I would recommend for someone who is, making a lot, say 100 grand a year. Because the price point for this is over £2,500. This bag is another everyday piece, and the price point of this one is £900. So this is a bag I would recommend for somebody making, say, for example, 50 grand a year. If you can squeeze it, this would be the price point for someone making that sort of income. So for someone making £30,000 a year, your budget for the year based on 5% after taxation would be just under £1,200. So you could spend all that money on one piece in the first year, and maybe the next year you then decide to add another piece to your luxury wardrobe. But depending on how you choose to spend your budget, if you were going on the high side, then this would be a great everyday handbag. This bag is by a brand called La Lague. It's just a classic bag that I believe would do a great job of elevating an outfit. This bag retails at around £800. And if you didn't want to spend as much from your budget, then these bags are perfect everyday handbags, which will work well with most pieces in your wardrobe, and they retail at around £400, which is half the price of the first one that I recommended. So you see, after spending £400, you've still got around £700 to probably invest in a work handbag and a cocktail bag. So far, all the bags I've shown have been very practical bags that cater to the modern woman's needs, whereby you can put your phone, your makeup, basically anything you need for your day-to-day outing. And if you find that you've got a bit more budget, so this would apply to people who have over the years spent time investing in the practical sort of bags that I've showed in terms of like everyday bags, and you also have your work luxury handbags as well as your cocktail bags, and you want to introduce bags into your luxury wardrobe that might not be so practical, then these are some of the bags that I would share and recommend based on my own collection. This bag is the Chloe Tess handbag. It retails at around £1,500, but it's such a beautiful statement handbag, but also the color is quite neutral in the sense that you get a lot from the handbag as well. This is also the point where, you're fine to go for colors and introduce pieces that might not necessarily work with everything in your wardrobe. And this Cartier Guirlande bag is just the perfect piece to do that. This would also be for someone who's earning a lot, around the 100k mark, because this bag retails at around £2,500. Next up, we have the work handbags, and the work handbags for me are bags with a little more space that allow you to carry a notebook and in some instances maybe a laptop depending on your needs. So I'm going to show you a couple of the work handbags I have in my luxury wardrobe. The first is this tote. This tote is very eye-catching. It's perfect for autumn winter because it's very easy to pair with a trench coat, and you can pair it with black, white, you name it. It works with red as well. So this is a color that I've opted for because it works with a lot of pieces in my wardrobe. And this tote, the price point at the moment is just under £500, which means that if you're on a budget of £30,000, you can afford this. And for those who have a higher budget, like the 100k girls, you can probably go for the likes of Dior if you fancy. This bag is another tote, and it's not quite as big as the first one I showed you, but it's still very practical for everyday work, but also it's the sort of bag that lends itself really well to all the items or most of the items in my wardrobe. And this bag is a bag that someone on £30,000 can also afford because it retails at just under £600, and the brand is Stradberry, and they are known for making affordable luxury pieces. So they're ones to definitely check out. And for your cocktail bags, I'm starting off with this piece. Is the Bulgari Serpenti tote, retailing at around £2,000. So this bag is for the high-flying girls. You girls can afford this piece depending on how you spread your budget for the year. This cocktail bag is also for the high-flying girl because it retails for around £2,800. We've got the gold hardware detail, which doubles up as a belt depending on your waist size, because I've tried that on and it worked perfectly. So this is another option for you, and I believe that this piece is a very timeless piece because of the bamboo detail here and here, and you can always take off the gold chain if you do not want that to be part of your ensemble. This bag is one for the 60k, 50k girlies because it retails for around £1,000, but unfortunately this bag has been discontinued, so you'll only be able to find the used version of these bags, which means that they might be retailing for cheaper online. It's such a beautiful bag that I feel like will readily work with a lot of pieces in your wardrobe. This is another bag for the high-flying girls as well, but this piece is also a piece that you can introduce into your wardrobe. Say if you've already spent time investing in your key pieces and you want to go for something different. One thing I would say is that if you do decide to opt for brands that have logos and branding on them, they shouldn't be your first purchase per se. You want that to be purchases that you make after you've gotten all your key items into your luxury wardrobe. And now back to my 30K girls. We have this beautiful, elegant statement handbag by Self Portrait. And you'd be very excited to know that the price point is £350. And if you decide to opt for this bag and shop it using the link in the description box, I will share a discount code that lets you get 15% off this particular piece, which means it would be just under £300. And the thing I like about this bag is that although it's very beautiful, it's quite practical. It fits a phone, it fits a 30ml perfume, it fits hand cream, it fits sunscreen, you name it, lipstick, powder, it goes in there. And it's got a longer strap if you do decide you want to wear it across your body instead of hold the top handle. And here's a not so practical version with a similar price point. This bag can only take lipstick at most with powder and maybe a hand cream, but nothing too much. It's not going to fit your phone, but it's a very beautiful bag that would work really well for weddings, dinners, outings with the girls. And it's so cute and irresistible to look at. It retails for £350 as well. And the last but not the least for my 30K girls is this beautiful green emerald bag dripping in gold details. This bag is perfect for a cocktail, dinner, you know, a charity event, you name it. And the price point is just around £300 as well. Granted, the shape means that it cannot fit your phone, but it'll take lipstick, powder, maybe 30ml perfume, and a hand cream as well. You'll be sure to make a sophisticated statement with this piece, despite your budget. If you find that after watching this video, you still feel like these handbags are still out of your budget, then that's fine. Thankfully, there are websites out there whereby you can rent these pieces in order to have this luxurious experience without necessarily giving up a whole lot of cash. I've gone ahead to link them in the description box down below. So if you find that you want to go to an event where you want to splurge but you don't have the funds to afford it, then you can consider going for rentals. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that is a very sustainable way to introduce pieces into your wardrobe. And if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.